Warm welcome, guys, to the quintessential experience with Sipo Quest Podcast. I'm your host, Ukabo Washetebo Nozingo Mtomlambo Mngosi Numsutu Ngokwake. Yeah, today I'm gonna focus on part 3. It's part 3 today, St. Paul Apostolic Faith Mission Church International. So, who founded St. Paul and when? And we're gonna look at the life now of Prophet Petros Hlanyelo Lesocha Moloi, PHL, known as PHL Moloi, Baba Petros Hlanyelo Lesocha Moloi, who was born in 1906, a Free State, which then was called, I think it's the Orange River. Yeah, during the colonialism time, 1906. And remember, 1906 is such a significant year. For who? For the mother of the nation, who in 1906 had an encounter with God, has started her visions. Khuluma ngobani na? I'm speaking up on khuluma ngolo ngumama wethu Christina Makutulinku, who had visions and encounters with God at the early age of 12 years of age, of 12 years old. She was 12 years old. For him to start a church and to show him that on a calling. So, without deviating much, so Ubaba Moloi grew up and they could see that he was a child who had a gift. Even people who are close to him, his friends, would say that when one day you'd become umfundisi, you'll end up in a pulpit leading people the way he conducted himself. And he used to always tell them that in this world is the survival of the fittest. People need to be fit so that they can survive. So, as you know, he ended up marrying umama Andronika Ditoku. And they had 3 children now. So, the name of the children, the firstborn was John Mabuti, and the secondborn was Taliti Manini, and the third one was Elias Motibat. So they were blessed now with 3 children. So if you can look at the similarities in the life of Ubabu Moloi, Babu Prophet Petros Hlanyelo Lesecha Moloi, and Ubabu Petros Masango PJ, and no Mama or Christina Nku, the similarities that they all got married. So it shows that if you are serious about leading isizwe, you need to get married. It's important. You can't be going around. No, you need someone who's gonna help you. The better off. uNkulunkulu uyakukhethela. So wakhethelwa naye ubaba uMloyi Andronika Ditoko. And ubaba uMloyi now, the church now, and remember, ubaba uMloyi, uma Christina we St. John, nobabu Ramoipone we St. Paul Morning Star. They attended church bonke ku AFM, Apostolic Faith Mission, and babonke, and then they also bebabonke lapha Everton, because of the church ye St. Paul is Everton naye, St. John nayo, the first church 12 doors is Everton. So they used to work hand in hand. Bebazwana. People need to realize that we're not supposed to be enemies, but people must always realize that working together, it's teamwork, makes great work, and people do amazing work, irrespective of when I'm St. John or when I'm St. Paul. So his church now was formally was formally established in 1938. So 1926 never tear, and then 1938 it was formally established. And it was a very tough time of colonialism where black people were segregated, but they forced and actually pushed and strive to help black people and create churches that black people will resonate with. So as time went on, Ubaba Moloi, the church grew, and at first people didn't understand him. As you know, starting a church it's never an easy thing, and it's never an easy thing, especially for a prophet. People baunyatsa, people bautsela fatshe, yabo. So you need to be strong. You go through all those trials and tribulations. I remember even Isaiah Shembe, webandla lamaNazaretha, naye he went through trials and tribulations. Our leaders go through trials and tribulations, testing times. Naye babamthuka, but hey, uyihlanya, he's crazy. Ahlala entabeni akhuleka, yabo. Baze bambizele namakhosi, they call the chiefs and say, no, this guy utshontsha izimvu zethu. So people batlopenta, they will paint you in a negative light because of, remember, uSathana akafuni ukukhanya. Satani hanya ke lesedi. So thina kumele sithembele kuJehova owenzile izulu nomhlaba, ongeke wasishiya, ongeke wasilahla futhi wasekela. So as Baba Moloi grew and grew, the church grew, and eventually the church grew and went to Botswana and all the way to Lesotho, all the way to Namibia, actually in these SADC countries, Zambia, Zimbabwe, and Swaziland. So it shows the impact he made, and he lived a very short life, because I believe he died at the age of 45, if I'm not mistaken. Very young. And if you can look at Abu Babu Credo Motoyana, he died at the age of 98. I believe we still needed him more, but uNkulunkulu had a purpose and a begazi isizathu sokuthi amthathe masinya. And he actually died in the 31st of July 1951. Time, it was 9:25. So let me pause it here. I'll come back on part 4, where I'll be going on ngichaza more and more, going deeper kubaba stories sakababa Moloi. Peace, bantwana bakaNkulunkulu. Amen.